might notice that you could relax those eyes a little bit more, so softening around those eyeballs. And maybe the jaw, the tongue drops away from the top of the mouth. Let's take another breath in. And breath out. And then if your eyes are closed, let's open them and let's reach those arms wide and overhead. And then on the exhale, let's lower those arms wide and down by the side body. Let's do that again. Inhale and reach those arms up. Exhale and lower. Keep that action in your legs. Inhale and lift. Imagine lifting away from those hips. Exhale and lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. Now with your next inhale, bend into your knees, come into chair pose, lifting those arms. And then on your exhale, stay in chair, but lower those arms down by your side. And then again, inhale and arms lift. Bring a little softness to that upper body, those shoulders. Exhale and lower. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And now with your next inhale, lift and straighten those legs on your exhale. Right arm down, side stretch. Inhale, back through center. Other side, exhale. Inhale, center. One more time each side, exhale. And inhale, center. Other side, exhale. Now coming back through center, reach both arms up, interlace your fingers, turn the palms towards the ceiling, push those palms away. Maybe you feel a little light on your heels and you lift those heels too. So press those palms a little higher, take a breath in. And then on your exhale, heels lower, arms wide and fold all the way down. A bend in your knees might be a good idea. Halfway lift on your inhale. And exhale, fold. Two more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Grab opposite elbows. Take a full breath in. And then on your exhale, bend deeper into your right knee and maybe work your left one towards straight. And then inhale, straighten that right knee, and now bend into your left. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, right knee bends. And inhale, and left knee bends. And then as you inhale, bend both knees, release those elbows, and rise up again into chair pose. And then as you exhale, just lower your right arm down and back. Inhale, arm lift, softness in your face, left arm down, exhale. Inhale, lift, right arm, exhale. And inhale, lift, and left arm down, exhale. On your inhale, arms lift, legs straighten, side stretch, exhale. Back through center, inhale, other side, exhale. Center, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. On your exhale, plant those hands and step your feet back, downward facing dog. Let's pause. Just checking out your down dog today. And if your heels are touching the ground, see if you can send your feet a little further back so you've got some space for those heels to drop a little bit more. And then lift those sit bones. Push the floor away with your hands, broaden those shoulder blades. Breath in. Breath out. And another breath in. And breath out. And then with your next inhale, let's come out into a plank pose. And then on your exhale, move back into downward facing dog. So with your breath, just gently rolling out the spine into plank on the inhale. And then moving up and back on your exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's meet back in downward facing dog, taking another breath in. And then on your exhale, let's lower those knees to the mat, coming into table pose. Align those hands under your shoulders, those knees more or less under hips. And let's find those cows and cats. Bring your chest forward and lift your gaze. Maybe tuck your toes, stretch the soles of the feet. Exhale, round your spine, untuck your toes. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And round. Exhale. And now find a neutral spine. Reach your right arm out to the side and then up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, thread that right arm to your left. And let's move like this 2 more times. Open up on your inhale. Exhale to thread. And inhale to open. Maybe movement in your neck here, following that hand. Exhale as you thread. And then open on your inhale. And come back to your table pose. Exhale, switching sides. Your left hand reaches out, up, inhale. And let's thread, exhale. And again, open. Exhale. And open. And exhale. And now as you inhale, open. And back to your table pose, exhale. Let's bring that chest forward, come into your cow pose, inhale. And then on your exhale, round your spine a lot and draw those sit bones all the way towards your heels. And let's do that 2 more times. So now come back into your cow, inhale, lifting those hips, lifting the chest, the gaze. Exhale, rounding sit bones towards your heels. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's come back to our table pose. And let's reach that right leg out behind us on the inhale. And then as you exhale, let's plant the ball of the foot. So toes are tucked and with pushing the heel away. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, see if you can find that strength, that lower belly, that core, that left hip flexor. Draw that left knee towards your chest. Maybe it's just hovering over the mat. Maybe you're drawing it in a bit more. Maybe you bring the nose to the knee. Breath in here. On your exhale, lower that knee back to the mat. On your inhale, right leg rises. And then as you exhale, let's draw that knee into the chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the knee to the outside of your right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pivot on your left knee, open up into a modified side plank towards the right. So right arm towards the ceiling. Breath in, really get expansive here. Breath out. And another breath in. And then on your exhale, return to your table pose. And you shift your hips from side to side if that feels good. Maybe making C shapes with the body, so looking towards one heel as you shift the hips towards the opposite side. And then switch. Let's take one more breath in. breath out. And then bring yourself back through center, and we'll go for the left side. So on your inhale, your left leg will rise. And as you exhale, plant the ball of the foot. So finding of some engagement here, some action, lower belly, leg, shoulders. Take a full breath in. And now on your exhale, see about hovering that right knee. See about drawing it in towards your chest. Maybe drawing the nose towards the knee. Breath in. Breath out. And breath in. And on your exhale, lower that right knee back to the mat. Inhale, that left leg rises. And exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to the outside of your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to the right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. And let's go for that modified side plank towards the left. So you're using your right shin as kind of your kickstand. And then reach that left arm up. Push the floor away with that bottom hand. Breath in. Breath out. And another breath in. Get a little light on that bottom hand. Reach high. And then on your exhale, come back to your table pose. Once again, shifting the hips, maybe circles in one direction and the other. And now bring yourself back through center, tuck your toes, and let's find downward facing dog. And then use your next inhale to walk your feet to your hands. And on your exhale, fold forward. Grab opposite elbows, 3 cycles of breath right here, softening jaw, softening eyes. Maybe open mouth, exhale. You might find you can let go of the neck just a little bit more. So see if that works. Take another breath in. And breath out. And then switch your elbows. So grab them the opposite way. So it's going to feel pretty awkward. At least it does to me. And then keep your hands at your elbows. And we're going to bend those knees and come into chair pose. And then you bring those elbows in front of you. And then see if you can lift them up any amount. It might come by your ears. Pressing those forearms, those elbows up towards the ceiling. Sit down, take another breath in, breath out. And then on your inhale, release those elbows, reach your arms high, and then straighten those legs. And as you exhale, let's bring those hands behind us. Interlace them at the lower back, open up your chest, so squeeze those shoulder blades together. Maybe looking up towards the ceiling, take a breath in. And then on your exhale, just lower the chin all the way down to your chest. Another breath in. And breath out. And then release those hands, reach those arms high. Inhale. And on your exhale, side stretch. Come back through center. Inhale. Other side. Exhale. Back through center, inhale, and then step your right foot back, warrior 1, exhale. We'll meet there with hands at heart. So pushing that back heel down, pushing the outer edge of that back foot into the mat, and then bending into your front knee. And then as you inhale, let's reach those arms towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, bend your elbows. And find more or less 90-degree angles with your elbows and shoulders. And then let's squeeze those shoulder blades towards one another on the inhale. And on the exhale, let's bring those elbows in front of us, forearms towards each other. 2 more. Inhale to open. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And now maybe hook your thumbs here so you're keeping your elbows as close together as you can. And we'll inhale to lift those elbows and lift the gaze. So coming into more or less a back bend. And then as you exhale, draw those elbows in, round your spine. 2 more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. And inhale, lift all along. Stay stable through those legs. And exhale, round. And now as you inhale, let's rise, reach your arms all the way up. And on your exhale, we're going to come into a balancing pose. So send your weight forward and then bring your right knee towards your chest. Your arms can wrap around the shin or behind that thigh. Draw that leg in as you grow tall through the top of your head. Full breath in. And then on your exhale, hands to hips and straighten that right leg. Breath in here. On your exhale, lower that right foot to the outside of the left. So they might come in line, or you might have your right foot forward, any amount here. Make sure that your feet are planted. Squeeze those glutes. On your inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, let's come into a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And now pause here. 3 cycles of breath. With your next inhale, slowly rise up. And once you get to the top, shoulders down, unwind your legs, come back into your mountain pose. And take a moment, just notice. Maybe roll your shoulders a bit more. See if you can tune into that mountain pose that was set at the beginning. So strong base, just the right amount of effort, and then find that same amount of ease. And now with your next inhale, reach your arms high. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step your feet back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll move through plank pose. Inhale, coming out into that plank. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. And let's take 2 more. And we'll meet again in downward facing dog, taking a full breath in. And then on the exhale, lowering those knees to the mat, finding your table pose. So again, realigning those hands and those shoulders, knees and hips. And then inhaling into cow pose, chest forward. And again, you could tuck your toes here. Exhaling into cat. You could untuck, pressing down through the tops of your feet. And again, inhale. Exhale. And 1 more. Inhale. And round. Exhale. And then from here, neutral spine. And we'll reach that right leg out behind us. Inhale. And once again, plant the ball of the foot, push the heel away. Take a breath in. On your exhale, hover that left knee, draw it into your chest or draw it towards your nose. Full breath in. Exhale here. And another breath in. And exhale, knee lowers all the way down to the mat. Inhale, right leg rises. This time we're going to keep it straight, and on the exhale, we're going to bring it out to the right. Any amount, so making half circles. And then just tap the floor and inhale, send it back behind you, and then cross it to the left. Exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale to the right, tap. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. One more. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. And inhale, center. And exhale to your left. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back through center and lower that knee down back to your table pose. Exhale. Same thing now with the left side. So first inhale, left leg out behind you. On your exhale, tuck those toes, plant the ball of the foot. Breath in. Exhale, right knee hovers, lifts, maybe spine rounds, maybe nose to knee. Breath in here. Breath out. And another breath in. Exhale, right knee lowers. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, we're bringing it out to the right, or to the left. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, it's going to the right. And again, inhale. And to the left. Inhale. And to the right. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And now as you inhale, bring it back through center, bend that knee, lower it. Take a breath in here. Breath out, round the spine and come onto your fingertips. So your wrists get a little rest now. So your hands could walk a little closer to your knees. Really puff that back body towards the ceiling. If it's comfortable, drop your head. Breath in. And breath out. And one more. Breath in. Breathe into that back. And breath out. And then let's come back onto those palms. And we'll tuck those toes downward facing dog. And then as you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands. And let's meet in a forward fold on the exhale. Grab opposite elbows. You could sway a little bit. And see if you can relax that upper body. And that might mean finding a bit more engagement through your legs so you feel stable through your stance. One more breath in. And breath out. Now keep your hands on your elbows and then bend those knees. And once again, come into your chair pose. Lift those forearms. And maybe they come all the way overhead. Keep sitting down in your chair. You could wiggle those toes a bit. Take a breath in. Breath out. And then as you inhale, straighten those arms, reach, straighten those legs. And on your exhale, side stretch. Back through center, inhale. Other side, exhale. Back through center, inhale. And we're going for our warrior one on this other side. So your left foot steps back. And let's meet there with hands at heart. And just taking a moment to get your stance set up. Strong, stable base. And just feel the ground underneath the feet. Draw that lower belly towards your spine. Try to engage your left glute. So sometimes if we go back with those shoulders, we'll kind of drop into that lower back. So try to engage glutes and lift through that lower belly. And then once you've got your stance set, upper body can do all sorts of things. So with your next inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows. Open up that chest, inhale. Exhale, bring those elbows in front of you. Find a little resistance in the air around you. Inhale and open. Exhale. And open. Inhale. And exhale. And now keep those forearms in front of you, coming close together. Maybe hook the thumbs the opposite way. And then as you are ready, inhale, lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, draw those elbows in, rounding that spine. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And then with your next inhale, rise up, lengthen those arms. And as you exhale, we're going to step forward and keep that left knee lifted. So your hands again can come behind that knee or around that shin. Let's grow a little taller on the inhale as if you were trying to lift away from your standing leg. And then try to keep it on your exhale. And now take another breath in. And then hands transfer to your hips as you straighten that left leg. Take another breath in here. And then as you exhale, left foot comes to the outside of the right. And now it plants, so find your place to plant those feet. And once you've got those feet planted, arms lift. And then on your exhale, we're going for that forward fold. Inhale to find a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And just take a moment. And again, maybe opposite elbows. Maybe some open mouth exhales. And then let go of those elbows. And once again, slowly making your way up. And once you get to the top, shoulders away from your ears, unwind your legs. Find again your mountain pose. And let's pause. Check out those shoulders, check out that base. Maybe close your eyes and come back to that breath. And then eyes open, arms lift on the inhale. And now wrap your right hand around your left wrist and let's pull that left wrist over to the right as we press down through that left foot, left side of the body. And then come back through center, switch your hands, left hand around that right wrist, and we're bringing that right wrist first up and then over to the left as we press down through that right foot, right leg. And now let's come back through center and with the arms wide, let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And on your exhale, hands plant, feet step back, downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. And another breath in. And breath out. And one more on your inhale, you might lift your heels really high. And then as you exhale, bend those knees and lower them to the mat. Well, let's open up that chest a little bit. So you can keep your knees and your hips in line. Bring your hands wide and then walk your hands forward, dropping that chest towards the mat. And as you drop your forearms onto the mat, find a little bend in your elbows. So as if your elbows were bending outward, that might give you a little bit more space in the chest to drop that chest a little further. Your head might be resting on the mat, or you could bring a block or a pillow to rest that forehead on. And then just imagine a weight dropping the center of the chest towards the mat. And see if you can feel those shoulder blades coming a little closer, those armpits getting a bit more of a stretch. Breath in. And breath out. And one more breath in. And breath out. And now let's walk those hands back towards those knees. And then this time, let's bring the big toes to touch and the knees wide. So you've got some space between your knees. And now see if you can bring your arms between those knees and walk your hands towards your feet underneath you. So another version of a child's pose. But if this one's not working, do the usual one. You could bring those arms by your side. Okay. Let's see if this one works like this. So your hands could be maybe at your feet. And if you notice, when you do that, your shoulders might be to the insides of your knees, and the fronts of your shoulders are kind of coming towards one another. So we've gone to kind of almost like the opposite of what we just did before. So before we were opening that chest, and when we open the chest, of course, that back body gets contracted. And now what we're doing is we're kind of closing up the chest, and we're getting a bit more opening in that back body and the backs of the shoulders. Let's take about 3 breaths. And then with your next inhale, let's slowly lift the spine. So bring those arms back. And then let's come into a seat. So let's bring those feet to the side and then out in front of us. We'll bend the knees and we'll plant the feet to the outer edges of the mat. And let's bring those hands to the shins. Let's find some cows and cats first and bring those chest forward. Gaze up, and then on your exhale, round your spine. And then if it's comfortable, see if you can make this about a bit of a rocking on your sit bones. So as you come forward, you come more onto the tip of those sit bones. And then as you rock back, you almost come onto that sacrum, that tailbone. Okay? Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding. And inhale forward. And exhale to round. And now let's come back through center, so more of a neutral place. Hands to the outsides of your hips. Let's take a breath in to lengthen the spine. And then on your exhale, without moving your feet, just lower your knees to the right and look over to your left. And now bring yourself back through center, knees lift, feet are still wide. Exhale, knees to the left, looking over to the right. And inhale, center. And again, knees to the right, gaze left. and center, and switch. And now as you inhale, bring yourself back through center, and we're going to bring the feet hip width. Bring your arms in front of you. Take a breath in here. Good place here now to draw those shoulder blades down the back. So sometimes turning the palms up here can help do that. Another breath in. Let's come halfway down. Press those toes into the mat. Open the chest, breath in. And now let's lower with control all the way to the mat. Toes are still planted. And then once you get to the mat, maybe a sense of relief. You could draw those knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Yeah, maybe even draw one knee in as you send the other one away from you and then switch. And if your hands are resting on those knees, you can get a nice stretch through the side of your neck. Because as the knee goes away from you, it draws that arm with it. It pulls on the shoulder. And since the head is planted, the space between that shoulder and that head gets a little stretch. Let's take another breath in and breath out. And then let's bring those knees back towards the chest, and we'll just keep the right knee in. We'll lengthen out the left leg. And here you could rest that left leg on the mat, but keep a little action in that left leg. So maybe flex that foot. And then draw your right knee towards that right armpit. And just pause here. Press that lower back into the mat. So this might feel enough. It might feel comfortable and nice on that lower back and the hips. But another option here is to lift that right foot towards the ceiling, but keeping that knee where it is. So you don't want to be lifting that knee to lift the foot. So that knee stays towards that right armpit, and then your foot can be facing up towards the ceiling as if you were trying to plant it on the ceiling. And then your hand could stay behind that right knee, or you could walk that right hand up towards your ankle or to the sole of the foot. So kind of like a half happy baby here. Keep that left side on the mat and keep pressing that lower back down. Breath in and breath out. And then let's switch sides. So as you lengthen that right leg out, resting it on the mat, you draw that left knee in. And go by stages, so you don't have to go into it all the way at once. Just first draw the knee into your chest, see how that feels. Keep pressing that lower back down, then let that knee slide towards that left armpit. And keep pressing that lower back down. And then if you can keep the knee right there by that left armpit, you could see about lifting that foot towards the ceiling. In some cases, doing that and then bringing your hand to the ankle or to the foot allows us to draw the knee a little bit more towards the floor next to us. But if that's the case, make sure just try to press through that right side so you don't just take everything over to the left. And you keep broadening that lower back on the mat. And let's keep a soft jaw, soft eyes. Let's take another breath in. Breath out. And then as you're ready, release this half-happy baby. And just bring your feet to the mat with the knees bent. Rest those knees against one another. And you could even drop one knee at a time from side to side. Just finding a little space in the hip flexors. And then a little loosening for that back body. And then eventually going from all that doing to a little time of not doing. So any other movements that might come up, maybe finish off and work towards finding some stillness. And that stillness, find it in the most comfortable position for your body. And it doesn't have to be the same position that it was in last week. It might be a completely different one today, and that's fine. Certainly if you have any pillows or blankets around, you could use those to support you, to keep you cozy. And then once you've got your position, take a breath in and let the exhale drop out of the mouth. And as it drops out of the mouth, it drops tension from the body. And as tension drops away from the body gets closer to the ground. And welcoming softness into that physical body, welcoming rest. And the rest here is not equivalent to checking out. It's more of a rest to check in, a pause so that we can look within. We can see what's going on. So as your body rests, see if the mind just watches, witnesses. No need to reach for anything different or change anything. No need to judge or evaluate. And now noticing if there is a thought happening. And rather than focusing on the content of that thought, just label it as thinking and turn your attention towards your next inhale and your next exhale. And then as you make your breath just a little bit more obvious, see if you can use that breath to inform gentle movement into your fingers and into your toes, into your ankles and wrists, into your neck, chin, from shoulder to shoulder, maybe into your eyes. And then as you're ready, roll onto one side and take a pause as you draw those knees towards your chest, as you support your head with your hands. And this pause can be a breath in and a breath out, maybe with a sigh, open mouth. And then from here, let's all make our way up, and we'll meet in a comfortable seat, maybe unmuting ourselves, and then resting hands at the heart. And just taking a moment to acknowledge the practice, and then to acknowledge ourselves for today practicing, to acknowledge those who practiced with us, and then to acknowledge all those that in one way or another made it possible. And we'll end with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.